Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I will detail the story of Stockton rapper TC Low. TC Low is of Filipino descent. By the 1930s, Filipinos were attracted to the agriculture jobs in California's Central Valley. Many young Filipino men made Stockton their home, but this was a hard decision. It was a lot of racism and discrimination against them, and laws that persisted into the mid-1960s, keeping these mostly young men from pursuing the American dream of having a U.S. education, a family, and a higher status, even barring them from crossing Main Street into what was then exclusively white neighborhood of the city of Stockton. During World War II, the American public opinion about Filipinos changed when Filipinos both in the Philippines and in the USA fought fiercely and bravely alongside Americans. In response, these Filipino-American pioneers built their own community, known as Stockton Little Manila. Afterwards, laws were changed, and many Filipinos were able to marry and bring their brides to the USA. They started families and started producing a generation of Filipino Americans. By 1946, Stockton Little Manila was home to the largest Filipino community in the USA. The same would later come with other Asian-based communities, like Cambodians. Stockton had a flood of Cambodians come in the 70s and 80s. The majority of Cambodians that immigrated to the United States in the late 1970s and the early 1980s were refugees of the 1975 to 1979 Cambodian genocide that is more commonly known as the Killing Fields. The Killing Fields were a number of sites in Cambodia where collectively an estimated 2 to 3 million people died. Most of the Asian rappers from Stockton have ancestors who come from these types of family situations. And TC Low's family life will be no different coming up on the south side of Stockton. And as you know by now, if you watch my previous episodes or are familiar with Stockton, you would know it's one of the most dangerous cities in all of California, with high poverty and high crime rates. So jumping in the streets is an easy transition for any kid growing up in Stockton. South Stockton had various gangs around the area, many blood and Crip sets. You probably know Southeast Stockton from rappers like Young Slobey, EBK Young Jock, and EBK J-Bo, and South Stockton for rappers like Bands and MB Nell. MB Nell and TC Low would come up together, being close since an early age, growing up in the same area, being the same race, and running in the same crowds. They both also affiliated themselves with the Crips. Another common theme between the two was rap. Music would eventually be the career path that both MB Nell and TC Low would pursue. MB Nell affiliated himself with a crew called the Muddy Boys and took the abbreviated name, MB, and also Nell for his first name, Jonell. And TC Low would take the name TC, which meant for too crucial. By 2016, MB Nell started to officially try his hand at his rap career. By 2017, you would see several songs and videos of Nell all over YouTube, which started to gain him a local buzz in the city. But TC Low himself was still fully involved in the streets, and he wasn't taking rap serious. And his Crip affiliation would keep him in jail and also in street beef, and it would be evident when TC Low and MB Nell would be involved in a fight. Old videos will later surface of TC Low and MB Nell having a mall fight against another rapper named EBK Trey B. Both will later tell their sides on platforms like Star Quality and No Jumper.
I'm curious, what happened at the mall?
Some kid shit, we was at the mall, and Nell older though, he was like, I don't know, he's probably like 17, 18 at this time. It was like 14 and 15. We just sitting there, I got a red bandana on. But he with TC Low, like TC Low just kept looking at me like, and they kept walking back and forth. I'm like, the fuck? And I tell him like, what's up, blood? TC Low turn around, he like, the fuck bloods, nigga, it's Crip. Hella loud, like in the middle of the mall. So we just got on that. Yeah, we finna beat the fuck out these niggas.
Yes, fight at the mall back in the day.
Oh yeah.
What was exactly going on in that? And is that the type of stuff that I could expect to encounter if I were to go to Stockton?
I mean, you'll counter that if you somebody like if you somebody who's a part of you shit, like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Or if you affiliated with certain things. But that was just on some, you feel me, fluky shit.
Right.
Like, folks just started gangbanging on each other, words exchanged, that was it.
Right. Is that the kind of situation that you're avoiding entirely these days, like in terms of going to the mall and just getting into a brawl? Or is it still a possibility?
It's still a possibility.
Right.
But you feel me?
But what's
What's
that like though, like to be so far into your career and to still have people like feel like that's their sort of ace up their sleeve when they get into a beef with you or whatever, to be like, oh, check out this video from, because it's like a long ass time ago, right?
It was like I was like a senior in high school or some shit. I don't even like a junior. I don't even remember, to be honest, but that was a long ass time ago.
MB Nell already had a buzz by 2018, and TC Low began to drop his own host of videos and songs on various platforms. MB Nell already had dropped his first album by 2018, and by the end of 2019, he would have released 6 albums. TC Low's first album would come by 2019, which he released an album called Problems, which had lead singles like How You Know on the album. By 2020, by his own words, is when TC Low began to take rap serious.
I wasn't really taking this shit seriously until probably a couple weeks ago. Like, I feel like in my, like, you feel me personally, I feel like I've been taking it personal, like taking it more serious. Cases, family problems, you feel me? Stockton, trying to make money, you feel me? Like I said with the cases, can't make money, can't get a job, you feel me? It's just hella shit.
TC Low will release an album called My Life, My Struggle by March of 2020, which featured other rappers like Mozzie and E-Mozzie. He dropped several videos to the album. By 2020 is when TC made several decisions that would cost him his freedom. Behind the scenes, an inner circle beef was brewing between TC and Mbnel. Over time, both stopped affiliating with each other, and TC started claiming affiliation to a North Stockton Crip set, instead of his original roots in South Stockton. On February 2nd, 2020, Mbnel was coming home from the Bay after a photo shoot or a show. He arrived at his home around 4 a.m. in a black Honda. In surveillance video, the black Honda drives down the street and turns around in a cul-de-sac and parks in a driveway on the south side of the street, out of the view of the surveillance video. Within 8 seconds, a tan minivan driven by TC Low circles the cul-de-sac. He stops in front of the black Honda and approximately fired 22 shots on the driver's side of the black Honda. The Honda was shot 17 times, but Mbnel was not injured. TC Low missed every single shot. Mbnel would later talk about this shooting on Vlad TV.
Well, I guess there was a situation where you got shot at 21 times?
Yeah.
When was this?
It was after, I think it was after a show. I don't remember. It was after, I think I had a show. And I came back from the show. At like 4 a.m. to my mama's crib. I'm pulling in. And I always be on tip when I'm, you feel me? Because all the shit that's going on. So I see a van pull in. I flip it. So I'm not facing on the street. I flip it and park it so that way my back of the car is facing it. Because I already seen it coming. Like, I had a gut in my feeling already. The van stopped, and then he just started clapping at the car. I'm inside the car. The dude was just duck, so I'm ducking. And then dude shoot 22 times. They all hit the car against me one time.
22 shots?
Yeah.
And you didn't get hit one time?
One time while I was in the car.
So the whole car was just Swiss cheesed up?
Swiss cheesed up from front, back.
I'm not gonna ask any names or anything else like that, but you feel you know who did it? Kind of, sort of?
Kind of, sort of, but...
Okay.
But...
How angry did that make you? You know, because this was in front of your mother's house?
Yeah, right in front of my mom's house.
So they could have just turned around and started shooting up your mother's house as well?
Yeah.
So if that's in front of your mother's house, then they must know where your mother lives and that type of shit situation. If they're basically following you home, or to your mother's house.
But this wouldn't be it, and this wouldn't be TC Low's last crime. On April 19th, 2020, TC Low, along with 2 women, Amanda and Larissa, set up a plan to kill a female for undisclosed reasons, which they stalked her home. He had no idea her home or that she was being watched. TC Low and Amanda and Larissa were waiting around the corner from her house in 2 vehicles. They chased the female victim down in a high-speed chase all around Stockton, while attempting to run the victim off the road. They were able to box the victim's car in, and TC's passenger fired multiple shots at the victim's car. The victim was shot in her leg, and another passenger in her car was narrowly missed by being shot in the chest. On October 15th, 2020, the Stockton Police Department announced the results of Operation Kryptonite, a joint operation between the Stockton Police Department, the Gang Violence Suppression Unit, the California Department of Justice, the California Highway Patrol Special Operations Unit, in conjunction with the San Joaquin County District Attorney's Office. This began in June of 2020, targeting criminal activities of street gangs in the city of Stockton. Operation Kryptonite came about because of an increase in violent crime involving documented members of criminal street gangs in the city of Stockton between 2018 and 2020. Agents, investigators, and officers wrote 55 search warrants, arrested 34 suspects related to various criminal violations. They recovered 38 firearms, seized approximately $40,000 in cash. They also confiscated several pounds of meth, cocaine, ecstasy, and also weed. A long list of Crips affiliated with South Stockton were a part of this indictment, including rapper bands who I covered before. And TC Lowe, both shootings committed in 2020 will be traced back to him, and also his co-defendants on the second shooting. Amanda and Larissa and TC Lowe were all arrested. Behind bars, TC Lowe would start to throw dirt on MB Nell's name, saying he was snitching on him. It began to be rumors that MB Nell's family members told police what happened that night when MB Nell's car got shot up. TC Lowe would then post some of the transcript from his case. On January 7, 2021, Larissa was sentenced to 10 months in county jail as an accessory to a felony after the fact. On April 5, 2021, Amanda was sentenced to 5 years state prison time for attempted murder. On June 17, 2021, TC Lowe was later sentenced to 15 years in state prison for attempted murder. By 2022, TC Lowe began to appear on Instagram from his jail cell, going on live and releasing music like albums like Let Her Home in 2022 and Choose to Forget in 2023. In his albums, TC Lowe dissed Mbnel a lot, even mentioning several times how he wanted to kill him. TC Lowe would even take it as far as going on live and having IG rants about Mbnel.
Search up on my old Twitter. Asian boy this, Asian boy that. Nigga, my whole family from Asian boys. Yeah. And nigga, they just claiming Southside on my mama. Nigga, I was claiming Southside. You know why? Because we was trying to take over the AG shit. Gang member trying to be a rapper. I'm really mad at me here because, okay, that case could have got dropped, but I ain't gonna lie, all the little other cases, because I got, what, 3-4 cases? That case got dropped and I would have got less time. It's cool. I would have sat down for a cool look. 15 years, fool. I had to do 85% is 11 years, fool. I already did 4. I got 6 left. That's 10. I got a year knocked off from doing college. You could have helped me. You could have been a real nigga to do that, Nell. But you didn't. You wanted to be a bitch. You wanted to be that gangster nigga that wanted you black. You lucky I ain't kill you. I ain't even gonna lie. You're lucky I did not kill you. Lucky I was high that day with the homie in the car. I already did too much. Ain't no fixing that. That's why, nigga, when I come home, Cuddy, it's gonna be 1 or 2 things, bro. My music's finna go back up, or I'm finna come back to prison for life, cause I smoked your stupid ass.
TC Lowe at this point was releasing albums behind bars and freestyles, and he even dissed Mbnel in a song called Ride Through They Set.
Change the town when it's cloudy, damn, and it start to rain. 22 shots, and you ain't get hit. That's just God saying you ain't got no room to listen.
Mbnel would then diss rappers from Nightingale, like Slowby and Jock, and even TC Lowe in an unreleased song.
Jock ain't finna yell, she crib bang in the north. Slowby from San Diego, Maple in 44th. Lowers from the south, set hopping, really a dork. Keep dissing on the game, we catching another course.
But as of now, TC Lowe has been quiet and rarely heard from. TC Lowe is now 24, and his earliest parole date is in 2030. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.